breakfast. It was really good.
The next hunk on our countdown took Hollywood by storm with a little risky business. But Tom Cruise became a top gun a few years later, soaring his way into heartthrob status.
Jim David and Bo, we should walk away. No, we are going to recover that disc.
Even though he has one of the most recognizable faces in the biz, Cruise hasn't let his fame stop him from living a normal life.
I go out all the time, you know. I used to try to do the hat and the glasses, and it just doesn't, you know, work. And they end up saying, hey, you know, I just walk out.
Cruise has done a number of movies in the action genre over the past few years, but he says when it comes to choosing a role, he goes with his gut.
You don't know what's going to do well, what's not going to do well. But I do know is if I am interested in it, it's going to be exciting for me, and I feel that it's going to be a challenge.
Cruise says his love of movies started when he was just a kid.
You know, as movies, I used to really want them to be real. You know, I'd go in and just, I like to be engulfed by the film. You know, Swiss Family Robinson, and I remember seeing Annie Hall and Spartacus, Lawrence of Arabia, and I always wanted to be those people or live the life that they had.
Even though it's usually the women drooling over Cruise's assets, men are equally impressed by his star power.
I think he's the American Eagle. I wouldn't mind hanging out with that guy for 6 months.
He's at the top of the food chain. He personifies what a movie star is. And then to be able to see him come and just kick it with you and talk about regular things, that's a mark of a good man.
Our next guy made the jump from the small screen to big-time box office just by being a bad boy.
Joey, get down! Down!
Will Smith comes in at number 4.
To be an actor and explore all of those different parts actually brings you closer to who you are. And that's the fun in being an actor. You know, you can just change who you are for a couple months.
Aliens couldn't even stop Smith from rising to superstar status. Smith says no matter what the role, he wants to make sure he's putting out his best work.
I want to make people laugh, want to make them cry, and I just want to make sure that everything that I'm involved with is A-plus material.
Will's Bad Boys co-star Martin Lawrence says as far as he's concerned, Will himself is A-plus material.
Will is a bigger, you know, that's my man. That's denominated, you know, and so it was awesome, man, working with Will. Smart, you know, and just real dedicated worker, man, you know, and works very hard, and he's talented.
So what does his superstar wife, Jada Pinkett, think about other women kissing her Will on the big screen?
I was fine with it. I'm in the business, so I know what it's all about. You know what I mean? I know what it's all about. It's not all that is, you know, how it looks to you guys when you're watching it, that's not how it is shooting it.
With bankable success at the box office, is Will now getting his sights on a certain gold trophy?
I don't know. You know, I want to make good films. If they're going to give me an Oscar, I'll take it. You know, I ain't going to say no.
I'm the king of the world!
Our number 3 hunk was already famous when a sinking ship catapulted him to stardom of titanic proportions.
In a lot of ways, people don't understand that you're being a human being. You sort of, you know, you are cocooned and within your own little world. No matter whether you're an actor or not, you have your, you know, your daily regime and your friends and your family and your sort of things that you do day to day that don't apply to, you know, fame and what that is all about.
All that fame has made Leonardo DiCaprio a target for gossip and scrutiny over the years.
Of course, if you're an actor and everything, or anyone in the entertainment business, you're going to be watched. I mean, the first wrong move you do is going to be, you know, pushed all over the world, and that's just something that comes along with being in the entertainment business, and if you want to be entertaining, you can't complain about it.
What he can complain about is an acute fear of public speaking, which he says may get in the way if he ever wins an Oscar.
I know I'm going to have some tweaked out thing and try and be normal, oh, thank you very much. Or doing something really off the wall. I just get these panic attacks and I can't help it.
Public speaking aside, Leo's co-stars say there's nothing he can't do.
He is so wonderfully open to any suggestion you have, and he is so full of ideas. He has so much energy and so much drive and so many great ideas, and he just gets you excited.
And he is so funny, that boy. He's very, very funny, which I think is something that people really don't know about, you know, Leo. He's highly amusing.
Leo DiCaprio sails away with our number 3 spot, and the hearts of women everywhere. The hottest are still to come on Hollywood's 10 Best. Find out which pirate is stealing the hearts of women everywhere. The 2 hottest men coming up after the break. Welcome back to Hollywood's 10 Best Hottest Men. Our runner-up is a man who is known for his choice of more unusual roles.
Do you have the courage and fortitude to follow orders and stay true in the face of danger and almost certain death?
The sexy and mysterious Johnny Depp is number 2 on our list of hot Hollywood hunks. Depp says he's come a long way from his pre-acting days.
Right around the time I did Nightmare on Elm Street, I was selling ink pens over the telephone. I was making about $25 a week, and a friend of mine, Nicolas Cage, was a really great, terrific actor. He thought that I should try acting, give it a shot.
Giving it a shot paid off big time for Depp, who says acting was something he fell into.
I think that this is just the hand I was dealt, really. I can't say that I have a whole lot to do with it.
Like many of our other hottest men, Depp says he's happiest when he can escape the glitz of Hollywood for a little downtime.
When I'm hanging out with my kids and my girl, and we're at our house in France, and behind the gates and or the fence. Yeah, that's total freedom.
You'll always remember this as the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
Is there anybody who isn't a huge fan of Johnny? Yeah, I mean, I was a huge fan of Johnny. Maybe a slight giggling teenager. But you know, when I work with him, he's fantastic to work with. He's so courageous in the characters that he plays.
You really must try this. It is a slow roasted pork. Nothing fancy, just happens to be my favorite. It is so good that when I'm finished with it, I'll pay my check, walk straight into the kitchen, and shoot the cook.
For your disregard of everything glamorous and that witty sense of humor, Johnny, you're the second hottest man in Hollywood. We'll get to the hottest man in the land soon, but first let's recap the last 9 guys who made us swoon. At number 10 is the man with the megawatt smile, Matt Damon. Number 9 sees Pierce Brosnan shake, not stir, things up. Number 8 is our man from the ER, George Clooney. Man on Fire, Denzel Washington heats up the countdown at number 7. Number 6 is that cutie from Down Under, Hugh Jackman. Number 5 is every woman's mission impossible, Tom Cruise. And number 4 is none other than that alien-fighting Fresh Prince, Will Smith. Leonardo DiCaprio sinks the competition at number 3. And Johnny Depp takes a jump from 21 Street and lands at number 2 on our countdown. Now, without further ado, here's the hottest man in Hollywood.
Be careful, King of Kings. First, you need the victory.
Okay, so was there any real doubt? Brad Pitt takes the title of the hottest man in Hollywood.
He's a great actor, and I love the movies that he picks, you know, and he's always kind of, you can see how interesting his mind must work in all the different things that he does.
But acting wasn't always Brad's goal. Growing up far from Hollywood, he says acting was a hobby, not a real job.
Thought about it, but it's not a realistic career choice. It's not practical. There's not a lot of opportunities for it in Missouri. So you got to get up and leave.
But he's not just a pretty face, girls. Pitt's acting abilities and his down-to-earth charm have made him a favorite with his female co-stars.
I was really surprised because he's really funny and really like normal, and he wasn't like, you know, he wasn't Brad Pitt, you know what I mean? Like he was just like a regular guy.
Brad, who I adore, has this kind of life, this just visceral kind of presence and existence, and he just shines, you know?
Pitt says he chooses roles that challenge his darker side.
It's one of the aspects, almost the perks of what we do. We get to work out a lot of our demons in a way, you know, through films like this and through character searches like this.
So does the hottest man in Hollywood have any weaknesses?
I'm not really much of a drinker. I'm cheap date. Couple of shots and I'm gone. I get stupid and silly and turn into a donut.